I got a new tattoo. This is new. There's Sanaderm on it, or Tegaderm, or Second Skin, or something. Anyways, that's fun. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. On October the 13th, I decided to release something spooky. So here's the thing. This thing is a little spooky for me and a little spooky for you. It's a little spooky for you because it's an undead monster. It's a little spooky for me because I don't make monsters that often. Like, really. I feel like this is one of the fundamental, and I want to make a video about this. This is one of the fundamental things that DMs need to know how to do, is how to at least splice monsters, if not make monsters all on their own. Because making monsters is actually a lot more difficult than people think it is. It's not just, oh, put all this cool shit in this thing. No, then you're going to overpower it and you're going to kill your players and you're going to have to fudge dice rolls and it's going to suck. It's going to suck. No, balancing a monster is actually incredibly difficult in my personal opinion. And I also have a lot of fears around like making it overpowered or making it underpowered or making it boring or making it like too difficult for the, so it gets a little interesting making monsters, and that is a skill that a dungeon master should have that I have just literally never done. I've never really flexed that muscle inside my brain, so I flexed it this month for the newsletter. If you guys don't know, I do have a monthly newsletter. I mean, I would assume you know because I post videos about the newsletter, but I have a newsletter where you basically get free, cool stuff that I have created in this thing called the Loot Letter, which is on Substack, and it is a PDF for you to download and put into that 3 terabyte hard drive that has all of these TTRPG PDFs that you may or may not ever access again. It's one of those things just for you to have and to hold, and also for me to practice and to get better and to put my stuff out into the world for people to use. It's really fun. It's actually a little popular, which is pretty cool. Like, we do have a significant amount of people that do read the Loot Letter, and that's super duper fun. So I would invite you to come join the Loot Letter, but that's what this is. This is the Loot Letter for October. Yeah. So how did this spooky monster come to be? Completely by force, not by choice. Not by choice at all. I did not choose to make a monster. It was by force. So basically what happened is I have a game in real life. I have a game of Dungeons and Dragons in real life with my amazing, wonderful friends, and they are amazing and wonderful and super, super dedicated to my game and super excited to play my game, which is lovely and amazing and wonderful, except I came to the last session that we did. I came to the session and I was setting up to do a certain fight and go into the space and to the moon. We were going to the moon and all this stuff, and I was really excited to go to the moon and all this stuff. Well, my players are, as I'm setting up, my players are talking about like the things that they're gonna do and the things that they're really excited for, and they're talking about Undead and going out into the world and side quest and battling, and I'm like, wait, and I don't say anything to them. I play it cool. I keep it completely cool. But in my mind, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? What's going on? And that is whenever I realize that apparently, totally without my knowledge, without me remembering, I sent my players on a side quest. Half of my players went to the library, and the other half of my players were going to go do a fight. I didn't remember this. Guys, I didn't remember this. I didn't remember this at all. I knew that I had players go to the library, but I thought everybody went to the library. I didn't realize that I was supposed to do a second side quest. So I'm sitting here in the chair, freaking the fuck out, completely still on the outside, because I have nothing prepared for this. And I'm not that type of DM. I'm not that type of girly. I tend to have not everything planned out, but a good amount of stuff planned out. At least like the town that they're going to go to, and like relatively where the undead are and like who the undead are torturing right now. You know, all of those kind of things. I tend to have those things planned out. So I'm like, and I am like, okay, I don't know what to do. It's time to start. It's time to get going. And I improv'd that entire session. My brain hurt so bad by the end of the session. I improv the entire thing. And I can improv entire sessions, but I have not had to improv an entire session since like 2018, 2019. I probably haven't had to improv an entire session for a really, really long time. I typically have things I'm on the ball with things and I know what's going on. And I at least know enough about my world that if the players want to go do something completely off the grid and off the wild, I can have something I can pull out of my hat that's already prepared, like a town that's already prepared or like NPCs that are already, no, nothing. I had zero. So while I was improvising this entire thing, not only was I improvising, but also my access to D&D Beyond was restricted. So I couldn't find an undead because my access to D&D Beyond, I logged out of D&D Beyond and I don't know my password to log into D&D Beyond. It's at my house. My password is at my house and I was at a friend's house. So I had no way to log on to D&D Beyond. Nobody knows that I'm improvising all of this. Nobody has any idea that I'm improvising all of this. So I'm like, fuck. So I improv a monster. And so what I do is I decide, well, I want a fun fight because it's three people that are fighting. So I wanted a easy, low HP fight that was also had some kind of ability attached to it so that it was somewhat interesting. And what ability do I love more than anything else but fucking cloakers? I love cloakers, dude. I have pulled the cloaker trap more than once. I think I've actually pulled the cloaker trap 5 times at this point. So I've perfected the cloaker trap. If you want a video on the cloaker trap, let me know because I will absolutely do one. But I have perfected the cloaker trap. And so I know the cloaker's ability by heart at this point. I know everything. So I take it, I lower the stats a little bit, I lower the thresholds a little bit, and I attach it to a swarm of body parts, right? So it's just like leftover body parts from whenever people were chopped up or whatever. And these body parts are like swarming around in a big cloud. And so I took the cloaker's ability and I said, okay, the body parts are going to suffocate the player. That's what their main goal is to suffocate the player. So they attack, go around him and suffocate the player, right? And so it ended up being a very fun fight, a very interesting fight, because everybody was trying to get these things off of our friends, but we did have one person in the battle who was immune to suffocation. He's a warforged and he's immune to suffocation. So it was a very, very interesting and complex battle. And once I was done with the battle, I was like, damn, these are actually pretty cool monsters, I'm not gonna lie. So I decided to make them. So I kind of made up a story about them and about this bellman and how these body parts come to be and this necromantic magic comes to be. It's been a lot of fun to play with the cloaker's ability and try to tweak it a little bit more to make it a little more subtle, a little more subdued. It's not so much a threat as in like an annoyance. Like it's a really, really big annoyance. And that's kind of what I want these swarm of undead is what I called it. The swarm of undead to be is like an annoyance. And yeah, that's how these guys became made. Essentially what it is a flesh mob of arms and hands and feet and heads and pieces of flesh that consume the monster that they're going for, swarm around it, consume the monster that they're going for, and then once they consume, like step into the space of the monster, they try to suffocate the guy by swarming its face. So that's kind of the main idea of these monsters. And they want to make the person pass out or make the person die so that they can become undead. These are undead makers in my mind. Because, like, obviously there's, like, hierarchy in... Obviously, whenever you make a monster, you need to think about the hierarchy of the monster. You need to think about where the monster is in categorically and, like, what its mission is and the reason why it exists, because everything exists for a reason. There's no monster that doesn't, there's no animal on the face of the planet that doesn't exist for a reason, except maybe wasps. Wasps suck, but they also exist for a reason. So, you know, everything has a reason to exist. And so using the hierarchy idea where, like, everything has a reason and you need to find its reason, its place in the world, is one of the ways that you can make monsters. And that's what I decided to do with this one. If you would like to check out the Swarm of Undead and also the little lore that I gave for the Swarm of Undead, it'll be in the Substack below in the doobly-doo. I'd really, really appreciate it if you'd check it out. I have to be honest, I've been really, really enjoying doing the Substack, and I'm thinking of taking all of the things in the Substack and making a little booklet out of it. I think that it would be really nifty and a lot of fun to be able to do that. But I will go ahead and let you guys go. But I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to enjoy my little doobly-doo, to enjoy my little stuff. So I appreciate it so much. Please check out the links in the doobly-doo below. By the way, if you ever want to talk to me, come say hi, say something. I do stream on Twitch. Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday is my schedule. And I try to get European times in as well as American times, just in case people want to come say hi. So if you want to come say hi, I'd really, really love that. I'd really encourage that. That is all. I appreciate you. You are always welcome at my table, and I will see you in the next video, which I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be good.